LNC274 says, what's your favorite organizational piece for your makeup, such as a certain container, cup, boxes, etc.? Out of all your stuff, which piece is your favorite? Love your videos, especially Friday favorites. Well, I really love my Muji drawers, which you guys have seen before in prior videos. They're the ones that are down here. I'm loving these new organizational stuff. I got these from World Market Cost Plus. I don't know. I don't really have anything that I love. I mean, this is something that's cool. This is just an ice tray. They're called like the sports ice tray, and they hold my MAC lipsticks, so I really like that. My friend, it's Kirsten, was the one who discovered those, and then I just spray painted them. You can find them on eBay or Amazon. So I like those. I mean, I don't really, I like organization, but I don't think I have a favorite. Those are just some of the things I like. Lacey Lynette says, do you still do real estate, and what does Benji do? Yes, I still do real estate. I've been doing it for 3.5 years. And then Benji does mortgages, so he does loans. So if you are in the California area and you're looking to refinance or buy a house, let me know. Caitlin Noel says, what's your biggest makeup mistake in your past? Oh my word. If I could find a picture, I don't know if I could find it. I don't even think God ever posted it. I used to wear like this hideous, I wonder if CoverGirl still makes the quad or the trio. It was like it's either a trio or a quad of this horrible, horrendous, frosty, icy blues. And my good friend Christy and Nicole, we used to do our makeup exactly the same, and we had the same little CoverGirl quad or whatever. We did our eyeshadow the same, and it was just this ugly, frosted, bright frosted blue, and we wore that, oh, what grade was it? 9th grade. It was hideous. Or like there was this cream eyeshadow that was like in a tube, and it was just disgusting. And you would put it on my friend Lacey would do it, and I always loved how it looked on her, so I would do it on me. And it was like a silver, like frosted cream shadow that you would have to like keep your eyes closed, otherwise if you opened them it would just crease and crunch and flake, and it was so ugly. I don't know why I ever wore it. It looked so bad on me. So that was probably like one of my worst mistakes, is wearing like bright frosted blue shadow or like silver shadow. Kara Kalorsh says, what was your wedding like? How long was your engagement? Did you honeymoon anywhere? Our wedding was gorgeous. It was very small. My colors were like a bright fuchsia, black, and white, and so I had like very simple Gerber daisies and white linens with big black chargers and pink accents everywhere. It was beautiful, and our engagement was a year and 8 months. We wanted to get married in June, and we had gotten engaged in November, and so we told my parents we would stay engaged for a year, and so that would put us back to that following, or the next November, which we didn't want to get married in November, we wanted to get married in June, so that was a year and 8 months. And we did not live together our whole engagement. We didn't live together until we were married. And we went honeymooning in Kauai, which was beautiful. But again, I'm not like a beach person, so to me it's hard. I don't have the personality to sit and relax. I don't have a relaxing personality, so it was very, very beautiful. I just don't have a relaxing personality. Vicky Margaret says, will you do a house or backyard tour? I would probably do a backyard tour, but I don't think I would do a house tour, just because privacy reasons. Like, I don't want people knowing the layout of my house. It's one thing if I'm like kind of vlogging and you see little parts of it, but I just don't feel comfortable showing like the blueprints or layout of my house. I just makes me feel uncomfortable. So I probably would never do a house tour, but a backyard tour I probably would. Asia or Anastasia Zavendeko says, what is your favorite foundation and concealer? And that changes all the time. My favorite foundation and concealer is constantly changing. Right now I'm back in love with my Revlon Color Stay Whipped. And concealer, I really like the NYX HD concealer, but I just ran out. So those are probably my two favorites as of right now. AMS Kipper says, can you describe a typical day during the week and weekend? A typical day, depending on what day it is, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, my little man is in school. So I usually try to film, do my real estate, do paperwork, get all that kind of stuff done Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings, run any errands, grocery shopping. It goes for the mornings. So then I pick him up at 12:30. I bring him home, we put him down for a nap, and then I'll go to the gym Monday, Wednesday afternoons. Tuesday, Thursdays, we get up, get ready. I'll go to the gym maybe in the morning or in the afternoon, depending on how I feel. We'll go to the park. We kind of just do mom and son stuff. The weekends, we just kind of lounge. That's kind of our family time together. Sometimes Benji has to work. Sometimes I have to work. Otherwise, we just kind of hang out. In the summer, we like to be out by the pool. We'll go for a walk. We go to TJ Maxx. So yeah, just kind of boring. That's kind of why I don't vlog very much anymore, because I felt like it was just repetitive and boring, and I felt like I was boring you guys, even though I only did 3. And a lot of people want me to bring back vlogging, so I'm thinking about it. All right, so then the next question is from XOX Lady J, and she says, why are you so awesome? And it's because you're my friend. That's why I'm so awesome, Jackie. I love you. Mwah. Kelly Marie 42 says, do you live in the Central Valley? I live in Northern California. I don't know if that's considered Central. I don't know what's considered Central Valley. I know that sounds really dumb, but I'm not from California. I don't know what's considered Central Valley. I just know I'm in Northern California. So I don't know how to answer that. JLO 261214 says, the little emoticon raising your hand. Okay, have you always been well off with money? Like, did you grow up with money? I'm not asking so I can judge you. Just being nosy. I don't think I would consider us well off. I consider us hardworking. We've worked hard to be where we're at. We got an amazing deal on our house. Definitely got it a little bit undervalued for what the market's like here in Northern California. But I have a husband that works extremely hard, and we're both self-employed. So with that, you know, self-employed you can do really well being self-employed. But I wouldn't say that growing up we were rich or super well off. We were normal. So I hope that answered that question. Gloss and Glitz says, how do you juggle being a mommy and still looking fabulous every day? Has it always been like this even when he was an infant baby? Curious because I'm pregnant with my first and I've always had time for myself, but I know this will change. I think it really depends on you and depends on your child. It's going to be different for everybody. Ethan is a very like independent little guy, so I mean there's times where he's super needy, but for the most part like he's super chill, can play with himself and go play in his room. And my makeup room right now is right next to his bedroom, so I can open the door and he'll just sit and play in his room while I get ready. When he was a little baby, I would just get ready while he was sleeping. And then up until I don't know, maybe a month ago, I could get up and get halfway ready before he even woke up. I think it just depends on the sleep schedule of your child, how you are, and how your baby is. So, yeah, I think that's the best way to say it. It just depends on your baby. Some babies need to be held constantly, and it makes it a little bit more difficult. Or, you know, you can put them in their little bouncy chair and they'll sit there and watch you and be completely fine. So just really depends on your baby. They're all different. With Makeup asks, what foundation do you recommend for a flawless look that is full coverage? I have a bunch that I love. I really love Revlon Color Stay Whipped. I love Estee Lauder Double Wear. I love the Kat Von D Locket. I love the, what other ones do I have? I love the CoverGirl 3-in-1 Stay Fabulous. So I love all of those. Doodles Pro asks, how do you budget shopping for makeup? That's what I need to be better at, is budgeting. I don't really have a budget right now for makeup. I just don't, but I need to. I need to get better at it. I try to go for a few weeks without buying anything, and it happens occasionally, but I don't really have a budget. So that answers that question. Lauren Dorsa says, have you ever had a near-death experience? Not that I can remember. I know I used to be really sick as a baby. I had really bad ear infections. I had 3 kidneys, so I was always having issues. But as far as a near-death experience, I don't think I've ever had 23 one. Says, how tall are you? I am 5'2" on a good day, so I'm like anywhere between 5'1" and 5'2". What's your natural hair color? It's kind of like a sandy blonde. If you've seen any pictures of Ethan or my husband, it's kind of that sandy, dirty blonde. I'm not gonna ask you how much you weigh because that is rude to ask, but you are very small and petite from what I can see. What are your best day and shape tips? I'm just very small, like petite. My dad is very small and petite, so I think that's where I got a lot of it. I don't mind telling how much I weigh because I don't think that weight really matters, because people can weigh the same and look all different shapes and sizes. I'm 110, in better shape than I was being 110 a few months ago because I've been working out, so I've converted a lot of fat into muscle. I don't think weight is a number that you should be paying attention to. I think that it's like muscle and fat that you should be paying attention to, not so much like what your number on the scale is, because you could be the skinniest person ever and be completely unhealthy. So I don't think weight is really, I don't mind telling people how much I weigh, because to me the weight number, it means absolutely nothing. compared to how healthy you are. So I'm very short, I'm very petite, I'm just small boned, but I'm getting quite muscular just from working out. So stay in shape tips, make healthier choices, drink a lot of water. That's something I need to work on, is drinking water. Try to get in a little exercise every day. If you're sitting there watching TV or watching YouTube videos, get down and do some push-ups and crunches, jumping jacks. I mean, everyone has opportunities to where they can work out. So that would be my 1220 says favorite makeup product from Sephora. Oh, that's hard because Sephora has so many different brands. So I don't know if I could pick a favorite product. I'm looking around and I don't see any particular product that's jumping out to me. Does Sephora? No, Sephora doesn't carry Chanel. I don't know. That's a hard one. I can't think of a favorite product from Sephora just because they have so many different brands. I can't even think of a favorite brand. Trays XO says, how old were you when you had your son and was it planned? I was 23. I think that's right. I think I was 23. And yes, it was planned. We'd been trying for about a year and a half. If you ask my husband, he says we were trying for 6 months, but we were trying for a year and a half. Victorian 23 says, when did your love for makeup begin and what was your first high-end makeup purchase? My love for makeup, I think I've always been a girly girl, so I've always liked makeup, but I got really, really into it when I discovered MAC, which was back when I was 16, so MAC I guess would be my first high-end purchase. My mom got me some MAC eyeshadows and I just kind of became obsessed with it. And I used to be a really big MAC snob up until I started my channel. I started like buying drugstore stuff, other high-end brands, getting exposed to them, but I've always been like a MAC snob since I was 16. Sexton1227 says, do you work out regularly? If so, what's your favorite exercise? I work out at least 3 times a week. I try to go 5, but for sure 3 times a week. And I really love cardio kickboxing. That's my favorite. I hate cardio like running on a treadmill or elliptical, but I love cardio kickboxing. Goal says, did you go to college? And if so, what did you study? I already mentioned that. What's your all-time favorite spring trend? I am loving denim, and I am loving pastels, and I am loving florals. So those are my 3 favorites. Peyton Loves You 68 says, how old is Ethan and what's your favorite color? My favorite color is pink, and Ethan is 2.5. Jess Ferg Hair says, do you have another job besides a mom and YouTube? And yes, I do real estate and been doing it for 3.5 years. Paula M1 says, how do you stay so fit? I work out. Tgram36 says, are you a real estate agent? What exercises do you do? Yes, I'm a real estate agent, and I kind of already mentioned some of the exercises. I'm going to do a whole video on that later. Andy Winkle says, what made you start doing YouTube, and what advice do you have for someone who would like to start their channel? By the way, love your channel. Thank you. I watched YouTube videos for 2 years before I decided to do my channel. I had first bought some MAC eyeshadows, and I think it was the color Antiqued, and I wasn't sure what combination to use with it, and I remember typing in Google MAC Antiqued eyeshadow, and all of a sudden all these YouTube videos started popping up, and the first one was I want to say that it was Makeup by Tiffany D or some video like that, and I'm like, there's videos on how to like apply your makeup. And I like became obsessed, and so for 2 years straight I watched makeup tutorial after makeup tutorial, and I just loved it. And so I decided to start a channel, and I had started a channel originally, and I hated the name. It was so dumb. It was right after I dyed my hair blonde, and I put up like 3 videos and I got some subscribers, and I was all excited, and I was filming on my Mac, like my MacBook, and then I decided like, okay, I really, really want to do this channel. I really want to have a channel. And then we moved, and then my friend Jamie came up with the name Shades of Kassie, and we started our channel. Her and I started a channel together, but she was pregnant, so we kind of had to like stop that. But yeah, and then I already kind of mentioned advice for starting a channel earlier, so just be yourself and make sure it's something you're passionate about. She also asks, you're super cute and inspirational. Started watching you because you spell your name the same way as my little sister, which was cool. Kept watching you because you're informative and real. Love all your videos. Thanks for making them. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching them. Capri Candy asked, how was I able to do a collab with 11th Gorgeous? That's an easy one. I went to introduce myself to them at LA IMATS, and they had watched some of my videos. And then I kind of we talk on Twitter occasionally, and then I met them again in New York. And I just asked if they'd be interested in doing a video together, and so we came up with doing a fashion video. The next question is from Pooly Poo, and I remember meeting you in New York. She just asks, I hope it does not sound rude, but how are you able to buy all the amazing makeup? Do you get MAC products for free? No, I don't get any MAC products for free. I don't get a lot of products for free. If I do, I make sure I mention it in a video, but I buy 99% of the makeup that I use. Have been collecting for a long time. I don't have really any other hobbies besides shopping. It's kind of my thing. So I don't know how to really answer that question. I just buy stuff that I need to be better at putting on a budget. But I think the important thing is if you're gonna buy makeup and you're like passionate about something, don't get into debt over it. I don't charge things to credit cards, so for those of you who think I like go in crazy debt for buying makeup, I don't. We don't do credit cards. Sassy87 says, what are your 3 favorite movies? I'm not a huge movie person. I don't really watch movies very often. If you could ask me like what my favorite like TV series are, that would be an easier question. But I'm not a big movie person. I really liked Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the one with Johnny Depp. I can't think of any other ones. That's the only one that's coming to my mind. I don't really watch movies. Fuchsia Spy says, what are your time management tips? You seem to work out regularly, film a lot, cook every day, mommy duties plus real estate. That's a lot. Do you want more kids? I am like a very anal retentive person. I am not a go with the flow person by any means. I'm very like, I like things to be a little structured. So like as far as Ethan's like nap time, bedtime, that kind of stuff, like I'm very like on it. So basically my life is scheduled around Ethan's nap time and his bedtime. So in the mornings I get up, I get the stuff I need to get done. I'm a multitasker, so I multitask all the time. For the first 2 years of Ethan's life, he showed property with me and did real estate with me. Our gym has a childcare, so I'm able to put him in there while I work out. And yeah, I mean, I did real estate prior to being pregnant, so I kind of knew what I was doing before I had a baby, so that helped. And then do you want more kids? As of right now, I'm completely content with having 1 child. I would like to have another one, so maybe in the future, but as of right now, I'm completely content with 1. YFPV says, favorite exercise, what foods you eat and stay away from, and ethnicity. Favorite exercise, like I said earlier, cardio kickboxing. What foods do you eat and stay away from? I just say eat in moderation. I don't eat a lot of white food, so I don't eat white bread. I don't really eat white rice. I don't eat white pasta. I don't eat fatty foods. I don't eat fast foods. I don't eat burgers. I don't eat any of that. My problem is more sugary thing. And then ethnicity, I'm Swedish, Danish, English, German. And Danny Sullivan XO says your must-have palette. Oh, shucks. I love the Naked palettes. I've been really loving the Sonia Kashuk palette. I think it's an amazing matte palette. So I'm going to say Sonia Kashuk palette for now because I really like that one right now. OX Beauty Babe OX says, favorite makeup product? Oh, you guys are killing me with having to pick one because I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite makeup product. I like all makeup products. That's why I have too much of them. But I love lipsticks. That's my favorite makeup product right now, lipsticks. Kit Kat Alley Cat says, what self-tanner do you use? Either $1 Million Tan or Fake Bake Flawless. Chloe 987654 says, how old are you and when's your birthday? March 2nd, and I'm 26. Cosmetical Universe says, what was your inspiration to start a YouTube channel? Was it a specific channel or did you just want to do it? I kind of addressed that a little bit. I'd watched videos for a long time and then finally got the guts to make my own channel. And Sonic Mom says self-tanner fave, Fake Bake Flawless or $1 Million Tan. Favorite mascara? Currently, I'm really liking this Revlon Lash Potion Grow Luscious. I like that one a lot. And any help for watery eyes? Are you asking like makeup products for watery eyes? I don't know, I don't have watery eyes. A really good like product for your waterline, I really like, my favorites are probably the Trina Tarantino eyeliner or the Too Faced waterproof liner. I really like those two. Mascara, just waterproof mascara. And I don't know how to stop your watery eyes though. That I can't answer. So that was all on Instagram. Over on Twitter, the questions I get asked on Twitter. Snapshots HB asks, workout routine, diet, fave lip combo, fave outfits, favorite workout videos, favorite bras, daily routine, Holy Grail products for home. that's a lot. I've already kind of addressed the workout thing, the diet thing. Favorite lip combo right now is like any bright pink or purple lip. I don't really have like a specific favorite. Favorite outfits, anything that is denim, pastel, or floral. I really like the dress that I wore in my fashion video recently. The last dress I wore from American Eagle, I like that one. Favorite workout outfits, I buy most of my workout clothes from either TJ Maxx or Forever 21. Favorite bras, Victoria's Secret bras. They're the only ones I use, wear. Daily routine, I kind of addressed that. And Holy Grail products for home. The only one I can think of that I love is those little scentable things for washing your clothes. They make your clothes smell really good. Julie Harvey from MTSSH04 says, how did you get in real estate? Did you go to school for it? I worked for AT&T selling cell phones, and I didn't want to do that anymore, and I wanted to be self-employed. So I always loved homes and looking at homes and everything about it, and I was in the process of buying a home. So I decided to get my real estate license and quit AT&T. And yes, you have to go to, well, kind of go to school. There's some places that offer like an actual physical school to go to. Otherwise, it's school online, and I just did Allied Real Estate School. Gina from Girly Tips, etc. says, what do you eat for lunch? I see smoothies for breakfast, and I know you're not a breakfast person. Lunch. I usually eat leftovers from dinner the night before, to be completely honest. That's 90% of what I eat for lunch, is the leftovers from dinner. So Christy Father from Christy Lee Niece says, I know you do real estate now. When you were in college, was that something you always wanted to do? If not, what was your dream job? When I was in college, when I was younger, I wanted to be a lawyer, an attorney, a prosecutor. And then I wanted to do financial planning for a little while. And then when I was finishing college, I worked at AT&T. I wanted to go into like management of AT&T, and then I realized that I don't want to work for anybody. I want to be self-employed. So then that's when I decided to do real estate. So I did not even think about doing real estate when I was in college. Sarah Levine, or SJOL 2009, says, how do you balance your real estate career with being a stay-at-home mom? The first 2 years of his life, I took him with me everywhere, and now I have him in school Monday, Wednesday, Friday mornings. So that's how I do it now. Becca from XOXO Love Becca says, what is the best waterproof mascara? I'm going to be a bridesmaid this year. I think any mascara that you love, if it comes in a waterproof, just buy the waterproof formula. That's what I do. I really like the L'Oreal Voluminous, so I buy that in the waterproof. I like the falsies, so I buy it in waterproof. Just whatever mascara you like. If they have a waterproof version, buy the waterproof version of it. So Nikki Oxenbane, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry if I butchered that. Do you and your husband want more kids? If so, how many? Max, maybe one more, but I'm content with just having one. But you know, possibly two. Not two more, but total two. All right, guys, I think that is the majority of the questions. I will do another question and answer, answering the YouTube ones and Facebook, but this video is like 40 minutes long, and I'm already gonna have to shrink it down and probably cut it into two parts. But I hope that answered a lot of your questions. If you have any more questions, leave them down in the comments of this video, and I'll make sure to answer them next time. I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!